Didn't think you'd see me here again, huh?
Yeah, we're recording. Just making sure for our people on Zoom who are going to be joining us, we're going to have a couple minutes with Becky Sauerbrunn. Becky, thank you for being here and making the time.
Of course.
We'll start here in the room. Just a reminder, raise your hand and we'll call on you as you go. All right, so your hand up. We'll get, yeah.
Hey, Becky. Well, first off, welcome back to Providence Park. What has this kind of, just being at training yesterday and then just being honored today, what was all that like for you?
It's been really great. And I was pretty intentional with how I wanted to announce my retirement. I kind of wanted to peace out quietly. But it has been really great going to games and then getting the invite to see training yesterday and just kind of reliving with the players what a match day -1 looks like and how fun it is at training. And just today, my family came to Portland for the first time. And so getting to take them around Portland and then showing them Providence Park and the atmosphere here, to me, is just really special. And so it was more my family coming that made it so special. And the retirement was like a secondary part. But I just am very thankful for the Thorns for making me feel so special today.
Yeah. Can you just speak to us about the clean sheet, but also just like you said, having your family here, like, just thinking back about your career, how much did that mean to you just to have them all here as well?
With the family, it means so much. You think about how many games they've come to see over the years when it comes to club and country, and for them to finally get to Portland to be able to see a game here because it's so special here and it's unlike anywhere else I've ever played. And so I'm really happy that they got to witness this here. And then what was the first part of your question? This clean sheet? Oh, you can never underemphasize how important it is to keep a clean sheet. And I think for this defense, with so many new players and having that combination, and then Mac coming up huge today, I thought she played really great. And so it's just a really good thing to get it earlier in the season, so you almost kind of get the pressure off of you. And I thought the defense was stellar today because, I mean, we all know that North Carolina, the way that they play, they're going to create chances. But I thought that backline did great with Mac.
Yeah, and then you've, not fully stepped away from soccer. You've been doing some broadcasting stuff. What's that been like, shifting from an on the field role to kind of off the field, but still there?
Super strange. I'm really glad for the opportunity because it kept me around the national team and getting to be in that environment again, and getting to talk to Emma for the first time and seeing what she's all about. And it's just a special place, a special team. And so I'm glad that I get to be around that as well as be here in Portland and be around the players here. There's a few of us that do a trivia night and we have a Pilates group. So I'm still connected to the players here. But broadcasting has been really fun. I mean, if you can't play it, might as well talk about it, right? And so getting to do that's been great.
Yeah, and then kind of outside of that, now that you've, put down the boots, are there any hobbies you've picked up outside of soccer?
I haven't really picked up a lot. I think I've been doing a decent amount of Pilates with the group because Jesse Fleming introduced me to it. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of a great workout. And then other than that, it's just been kind of the podcasting stuff with Sam Ewis and Lynn Biondolo, the broadcasting. So I'm staying busy enough, but still really relaxing. I'm watching a lot of ER, actually. If there's anything I'm doing, is catching up on 15 seasons of that.
I have a really important follow-up to actually something you said to Wilder's question. What is your trivia team name?
We're the Quisley Bears.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a great question.
I talked to you about your cats in like 2020. Just wondering if there's an update on the cats and what getting to spend more time with them during retirement has been.
I am spending so much more time with them, and it is so great. I've been napping now that I get to nap during the day, and they're just both just like suctioned onto me. But it's amazing what two little things, how much happiness they can bring you. And so getting to spend time with them has been beautiful.
Any other questions? Any follow-ups? Becky, any final thoughts before we let you go?
No, just no.
Let's stay away from that one.
Trouble. I also can't get fined though, can I? Nope, no comment there. But just thank you for being so great about interviews and media and covering this team and doing what needs to be done when it comes to women's sports. So appreciate you guys.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you, Becky.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
With Taylor, who's going to ask the first question. After that, when to get the mic, we'll let you have 2 questions, and then we'll pass the mic around. All right, go ahead, Taylor.
If you just want to start us off, both of you, with your overall thoughts on the match.
Go for it, Kyle.
I'll be first. Well, obviously this was my first start, but I definitely think it was definitely a jump from our last game, and I'm really, really happy with the way we performed. And we created a lot of chances. And now we're just working on putting them away. But I think the energy was there and the confidence was there. So I'm pretty proud of the performance.
Yeah, I mean, I think our performances have been building each week. Obviously, we have a really new team this year, and I think each game you can see we're getting more and more comfortable playing with each other. And yeah, we have a very young team as well. So yeah, just getting used to each other. But I think you can see each game we're getting better and better. So.
And then Mackenzie, you came up big with the PK stop. Can you talk us through kind of your thought process when Jaden came up to the spot, and then when you got kind of hounded by all of your teammates in celebration?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like personally, for whatever reason, I enjoy penalties. I don't really feel much pressure with them, and I just feel like she stepped up to the spot. I knew she was quite a technical player, and her run up was quite straight, so I just edged my bets, and yeah, thankfully it paid off.
And then Kaya, just talking to Rob, about him giving you your first start today in front of Providence Park and in front of the crowd. What was that moment like for you?
I mean, obviously, I'm so grateful. The girls have been like great for me, and also the coaching staff has been like really supportive. So I'm super grateful to be able to play in front of the fans, and they're super supportive and they're super awesome. So just like hearing them yell and scream and cheer, it's really motivating. So just a blessing. Super happy.
Yeah. And then Mackenzie picking up that clean sheet, especially on Becky Sauerbrunn Day. Just talk about the backline performance and your performance as well. Just how special was that?
Yeah, it was really special. I think, again, it's been a long time coming for the shutout especially. But again, I think we're getting used to playing with each other. We're getting more confident each game. And yeah, personally, I'm glad I could get my first shutout. I think I obviously hadn't had the best start to my career here at Portland. So yeah, to get that shutout and to play decently well was a big step forward for all of us.
Yeah, and then Mackenzie, you've been chosen this season to also co-captain with Sam Coffey. Can you speak a bit on that? What that's like with this team being able to step into that role?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely very grateful for it. I'm obviously very new here at Portland, but I think this year we had a very new team coming through, and obviously coming from West Ham being captain as well, it was a role that I was happy to step into, especially alongside Sam. I think she's a very experienced player and a very experienced leader, and yeah, we can learn a lot off each other, so it's very exciting.
Yeah, and then getting to honor Becky's career tonight. Do you guys have anything to say about her in general?
I mean, I think Becky's done wonders for the game. I think she's leaving the game in a better place. We're very thankful. I'm very thankful that I got to play 3 months with her. But yeah, what I learned off her in such a short amount of time speaks volumes about her as a player and a person. And yeah, I'll be forever grateful for that.
And then beyond getting some chances off, it looked like you guys, just as a team, did a really good job at stopping what North Carolina was trying to do. And I guess I'm wondering if you can both speak to like the team defensive effort from your different positions on the field.
Yeah, I think we knew going into the game and going into the game after scout, we knew that it was going to be a handful, especially in their midfield. So I think we all just took it upon ourselves to try our best to do what we needed to do. Sam Coffey was super strong. Hina, Liv, like everybody was super strong today because we knew what we had to do. We knew like we had to pick up some places that we might have been lacking in terms of our positional play.
Yeah, I think we tried a different formation today. I think at the start we struggled a little bit, but we made some adjustments to that, and I think our communication was really key in that. Sometimes we got caught out, but we were able to get back into position and help each other out, and I think that was probably the most important thing tonight. We had each other's back the whole game, and you know, if one person missed a tackle, the next one was right there. So, yeah, I just think it speaks volumes for the team, the whole team performance, and I think it's a big step forward.
And then kind of as a fun question, mostly for Mackenzie, but Kaya, if you have thoughts on this too, you can jump in. The Milkshake Man song has been really big in Australia, and I'm curious if you have any thoughts, feelings, etc. about it.
I have no idea what the milkshake song
Okay.
is.
I keep seeing like Australian news reports, but it's apparently Australian's Eurovision song. And
I might be under a rock because I've got absolutely no idea. I think I've been over here for too long. I'll have to have a listen. I'll let you know.
please report back.
All right, I will.
Just going back to the penalty, it looked like you moved left before she struck the ball and then moved back right. Was that intentional to try to get her going the wrong direction? Like what were you thinking in that little moment there?
Yeah, a little bit. Again, I know Jaden Shaw's a very technical player, and I think she probably waited for me to move a little bit. So I just sort of wanted to, I don't know, play her game a little bit. But yeah, I think I have two different approaches to penalties. It depends on who's taking it, depends how much information I have, or how well I know that player. And that was the approach I took, and thankfully it paid off.
And then just after giving up 3 goals in the first half of the first game, it's only been 1 goal since. So what's changed since then? And was there something that happened at halftime in that first game of like, hey, we got to get it together? Like what's happened since that point that's led to a better defensive effort?
Yeah, I think I go back to us being such a new team, and having, you know, I think there's at least half of the team that has just started to play together. And I think, yeah, I mean, going up against Kansas City in your first game as a new team, it's never going to be easy. And I think we got caught off a little off guard. But I think the belief was always still there. You could see that in the second half as well. But yeah, like I said, I think each game we're getting better and better. We're getting more confident with each other, more confident playing with each other as well, and getting more experience for the younger players as well. So I think it's only up from here.
What is it like having the crowd behind you guys, especially on those games where, you know, the calls might not necessarily go your way? Yeah, what is it like?
Oh, sorry. It's honestly pretty awesome. I think anybody could say when you have like so many people that are rallying behind you, it just feels great. Even if it's not like going our way, it just like goes to show that everybody sees it. It's not just the people, it's not just me, it's not just like Mac, it's like everyone in the entire stadium sees it and supports us. So I think it's pretty great.
Yeah, I think Providence Park is probably the best place to play as a home team in the whole league. I think I've never personally experienced anything like it through club football. You can just feel the momentum pick up behind you, and yeah, I mean the noise was insane tonight. I think they really got us over the line. So.
Yeah, and with that being said, with your next game, it won't be a home game. So do you think there's gonna need to be like a mental shift with your guys' mentality? Because having fans behind you and the stadium noise, that obviously helps a lot with motivation and everything.
I'd say that this team, like though young, is still pretty mature, and we all know that every game is going to be a competitive and hard game. So, in terms of mental shift, I think it's just like maintaining our maturity and knowing that it's going to be a hard fought game. And I think like coming off of this game, coming off of this performance, I think it'll just boost us right back up to another like even better performance against Utah.
Then Mackenzie, you were talking about just growing comfort level. You know, last season you started with a back line that was shuffling a lot, and then the last 2 games you've got to start with the same back line. How much does that help you just in your comfort level moving forward as well?
Yeah, I think the end of last year was very difficult. I feel like coming into a new league halfway through the season was always going to be hard enough. But yeah, trying to get used to people playing with each other, the speed of the game as well, to come in this year and sort of, I guess, have a new familiarity with it. it's different for sure, but I think it's only going to get better each game. We're only going to get more confident playing with each other and understanding how each other move, even with the midfield. I think I've played maybe 90-minute game with Sam. So, yeah, this year is very different. We can only get more confident as each game goes by. And I think tonight was the start of that.
All right. I think nobody has any follow-up questions. So that's it for you guys.
Sweet. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you all for coming. The milkshake.
No questions on officials. No questions on officials. I've not got enough money in my bank account.
Wait, did they get you for the last one or no? Okay.
You don't want to talk about
Let's not.
if I have a view.
Let's not.
All right. Just as a reminder, 15 minutes. At the end of the availability, we're going to send a recording in the Slack channel. If you're not in a Slack channel, just let me know and I can send you the recording individually. I will go ahead and start with Taylor.
Hey, Rob. Interesting one out there. If you want to just start us off with your thoughts on the match.
Yeah, I thought actually we started well. We started better. Few minutes in, we really started to settle down and play, and had probably our best patch of the first half between about 5 and 15 minutes there. Started to move the ball, open them up side to side. Had a couple opportunities inside the box. Rail and Kaya kept turning in. I just wanted us to shoot a little bit more often. We kept trying to beat the defenders 1, 2, and 3 times. But then they found a little bit of rhythm after that, started to get the ball into their box midfield, which we knew. And we didn't really back press well enough. That was the correction we needed to make at halftime. We got bypassed and then didn't come around for those second balls. And if you lose the second ball battle, then you can get punished against this team. We just readjusted the defensive shape after about 35 minutes there, and then it was a lot better. Like, we just fanned out, dealt with the fullback, and then you saw they went long a lot. Like, that's the most I've seen North Carolina play long. And we've played them a few times. I thought they'd run out of ideas when they couldn't go through the midfield, and really started to try and just hit longer balls, which was much better for us. We had our shape, we were in front of the ball. Few corrections at halftime. Second half, we were the better team, for sure. Subs came on again, caused havoc. Yeah, I was disappointed with the penalty decision for VAR to intervene on that, and not intervene on the one on the other end. And then, yeah, Jesse Fleming's hit an absolute screamer, cleared off the line on a header. Pietra's done everything right, just dragged it wide when the goal's at the mercy. Liv knocking on the door, Hina again. It had shades of Angel City again. Got up 16 shots again, and just got to find that last little bit, force the will like we did in the second half. You see, when we press and we're on the front foot and fearless, second half is how we need to play.
And then you've got a little bit of a break now before you have Utah. So kind of what is your plan in terms of, right, you're losing a good chunk of people
11
off.
last count. Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of how do you kind of keep building the momentum when you're trying to bridge the gap
You
of an
don't.
international break?
There's zero chance of keeping momentum when 11 of your internationals, probably 8 of your starting lineup are out on international duty. But what we can do is work with the players who yet to have opportunity, continue to give their focus and individual performance plan work, keep working with some of the young'uns and that work in front of goal. Continue to push with that. We'll try and get an exhibition game if we can against a male opposition to test the ones and make sure that physically, when they're not getting the games or the minutes, that they can do that during the break. And then I think the players fly back around the 9th, late, some of them. We have one training session here on the 10th, and we fly into Utah that day to play on the 11th. So, yeah, momentum, unfortunately, is out the window. It's been a challenge for us in the past, as you know, when we lose international players. But we'll work them. We'll continue to push. We see the positive signs. You're seeing the growth in these young players. So it'll be a good week to work with some different players and groups, and it'll just be 5-a-sides instead of 11-a-side when we work towards preparing for an opposition.
And then Rob, can you speak to us about Kaya Hanks's progression? Started off with a few minutes in the first game, more minutes second game, and now culminating to start. What was that conversation like with her? Just letting her know she'll get a start in front of this crowd.
Yeah, look, it's more of just calming her down. Like I said last game when she came on for the half, she's like, my heart was beating faster and it was moving quicker than my legs and her brain. And so it was just a case of saying, look, trust your qualities with the pair up front. And you saw we played a diamond midfield today. We wanted them to sort of pin their back 4 rounds. She makes natural runs, as you see, out to in. And then when she's isolated 1v1 and got the centre back down the channels, she's caused all kinds of problems. I thought potential penalty in the first half. I don't understand how that doesn't go to VAR when the other one does. And then obviously Pietra's is a stone cold penalty if the other one is. But yeah, we've got to keep getting her in attacking situations, facing a defender 1v1 and then backing up, because you can see how much problem she can cause for an opponent.
Yeah, and then Rob, you were talking about the diamond. Can you just talk to us about just the shape and just the problems it created for North Carolina tonight?
Yeah, look, they build in a box, so we felt that was an opportunity to shut that down because we could push one of the outside midfielders high and stop the sixes. And when we adjusted, it almost became like a 4-1-4-1 because they probably got a bit too much space down the right-hand side early where we didn't get pressure on the centre half. You saw as soon as we got pressure on the sort of false right centre-back, the central centre-back just hit it long. So then in possession, the only thing I think we missed was just coming outside to side, just opening up the game, 2 or 3 opportunities. Because you saw when we joined in and we got the fullbacks in, and Torpy, I thought, did a real good job in the attacking sense today, and we created those overloads. Very, very dangerous because we've got a Dana who can turn and play. You've got Hina doing Hina things. Just need a shoot a little bit more instead of beating the defender 3 sides inside and out and entertaining us all. Liv Moultrie turn between the lines. Once you box out that midfield in a diamond, it's very difficult for them to release. And you saw we tried to pin the fullback, get down the sides of the sixes. The rollout was on all day. I felt we just needed to be a little bit calmer, switching the play, a little bit more composure, which second half, much, much better. Like you saw when we linked, there was one passage of play, I think, between about 55 and 65, 70 minutes where it was just one-way traffic and we were really getting into our pump.
Yeah, and then Mackenzie Arnold had a great game. She had a shutout and saved that PK. Just thoughts on her performance today?
Terrific. Yeah. I mean, she's starting to grow in the team. She's a captain. She feels more comfortable. You got to imagine when you go away, and like a lot of the internationals last year, she was there, and the Olympics, and coming into a new team, didn't have a preseason. It's been going a season and a half, very difficult to come in. And obviously Shelby was like competing really well. So it was a challenge for her to get to know the back line, get to know the group, establish her personality, which is a terrific personality if you get to know Mac. And now you can see with that new group that came in last year at the end, and then the 11 new faces I think we've got this year, you know, she feels that she's a big part of it, and they nominated her a captain, so that leadership role is starting to take place. We know she's terrific with her feet and the use of the ball and how we build. I was delighted for her tonight. I knew she'd save the penalty. I wasn't angry at the decision because of the penalty. I was angry because someone in a box saw something that nobody else saw, and we watched it back on the replays. But I knew she'd save it, so I wasn't too disappointed. It was that I was more disappointed that then VAR doesn't intervene for Beatrice, because if you intervene for one, you intervene for the other. So I promised I wouldn't speak about referees. So we'll continue on. Mackenzie Arnold, I'm doing it for you. I'm doing his job for you. Yeah, I know. No, it's my fault. It's my fault. I need to have an ice bath after that one, because even the jacket came off at one stage. I was a little disappointed, but no, really delighted for Mac. Great performance, deserved the clean sheet, as did the back four. I thought, other than the one that Hannah hit off the post, we dealt with most things. The one off the bar, Mac had her hand to it anyway. So yeah, really good performance from Mac. Captain's performance.
Yeah, and then tonight was honoring Becky Sauerbrunn and her retirement. Just you know, that's a big player to be leaving the game. Any thoughts there?
Yeah, I mean, I think I said it, but in the pre-game thing, if you're absolute legend, iconic, the original Captain America for me, amazing. Shame we only had her here 4 seasons, right? Out of all 100+ games, we only got 72 here, which is a shame. But yeah, what a leader, what a professional, absolute integrity on and off the field, an integral part of this organization. You know, you won't find anyone who can say a bad word about Becky Sauerbrunn, because she does all the right things. I said to the younger players, if you look up professional, if you look up legend, if you look up icon in the dictionary, you're going to see a picture of Becky Sauerbrunn right next to it, because she is fantastic. It was great to see her and meet her family tonight. We were all there to celebrate her. And like I say, at the end of the year, when I knew she was retiring, my regret was we didn't give her the proper send-off, and it was right and proper for us to do that tonight. And the fans enjoyed seeing her. We love seeing her. We're going to get her more in and around the building more and more, because these young players can learn so much from her. And yeah, absolute legend. She asked for a photo of me at the end, so I'm going to get a copy of that, and I'm going to put that up in my office wall, because yeah, what a privilege it was to coach her, and to still have her in Portland is fantastic for all of us.
Have you thought about asking her to sign the photo just to have that also?
Yeah, right. I know. She might charge me. I know they're going high on eBay. No, yeah, she's the best, Beck. So we'll see what we can do on that one.
And then you've kind of touched on this with just like the overall thoughts on the match and Macca, but I guess just wondering if you can talk a little bit about the team defensive effort, just kind of not letting North Carolina do what they wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that I'm going to enjoy seeing the statistics of how many times they went long. And that was testament, especially end of the first half, second half, their centre back just smashed the ball forward. And you never see that from North Carolina. So I was delighted with that we're trying to force them. And, you know, I thought they run out of ideas when they can't play and link through their sixes, honestly, or Shaw at the top of the box. I thought Sammy did a great job. I thought the back four fullbacks were excellent. Sam and Issa, you know, bat up physical. You're never going to get easy ride with Hannah Betford in town. We know that. We seen it in training for a year here with me, and she always has a point to prove. But I thought they were excellent. Macca was excellent. They deserve the clean sheet. We rode our luck a couple of times on a couple of crosses early, but once we reorganized, I felt we were more than deserving. And again, the only disappointment is 2 home games now. We deserve more than 2 points.
And then you also kind of mentioned her, Jessie Fleming looked awesome. She's looked awesome all season in the limited minutes she's played. Just kind of what does she bring to this team as just on the field as one of the more experienced players, but newer Thorn? Just general thoughts on her.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, off the field is again where her and Hina come out about 20 minutes before practice and get 10,000 touches between them and do their own little dance and technical warm up and work. But she does everything right. I think it's been an adjustment period for her in the NWSL and the physicality. Sometimes people will target her, but you can see her quality. And obviously, Kansas went straight through her. Again, didn't get protected. Big concussion. It was horrendous that nothing was dealt with in that to protect the player. But we built her back, got her ready for, at least availability today. Not quite 4 minutes. She's only had 2 training sessions. But to be able to bring that quality on and keep that energy and a counter pressing. And yeah, I was disappointed for her. She's desperate to get her first goal for us, and she couldn't hit a left foot volley any sweeter than that. Fair play to their defender who got back on the line and saved it in the top corner from the keeper. So.
And then Rob, obviously Becky's, broadcasting, podcasting, and so many of these wonderful projects. But you mentioned that you would like for her to come back with the club and help out, especially the young players. Is that something the team would like to do?
Yeah. No, we're having constant discussion with her and think when you got that amount of quality and this is their home and what they've given to the club, it's definitely something that we're working on. It's just all these others who keep wanting their time. I mean, it's so selfish. Just let her come and work and train with the Thorns every day. I mean, media, Prime, She Believes Cup, every international, they're getting more and more. It's the same with Sink. She's in demand. She's having lunch with Gordon Ramsay and she's doing a Vancouver Rise. It's just selfish. Just let them be here in Portland with us. Let us use them.
And then quick logistical question. It's been a couple weeks since we last asked about this. Just wondering if you have an update on hiring a goalkeeper coach and a third assistant.
Certainly do. The goalkeeper coach has been here the last couple of games, which is excellent. Jordan Felgate, we replaced a Jordan F with a Jordan F. So we could recycle the kit. He's got the same initials. I'm just kidding. We got new kit this year. And the assistant coach will be with us. The visa is cleared and the background check, fingers crossed, should be through during his international window, and he's working at the international level, so they should be in for the Utah game, which will be great because it'll be the first time since I've been the Portland Thorns head coach that we have a complement of staff. We're still not Flag Coast level or Washington, but we will have a full complement of staff, which will take some pressure off Vitas and Sarah and Nico and everybody else that have done wonders since I've taken over to fulfill so many roles. And you see the work they put in with the players and the individual performance players, especially with these young players who are doing all the right things, watching videos. We're here countless hours and keeping develop the players. And I'm pleased we'll get another body to continue to help us out who's very like-minded in the way we see football and excellent with attacking players and also young player and development, and has worked at the top level internationally very successfully. So yeah, we're excited to get him in.
Positive way to end today's availability.
Always.
Always. All right. Thank you all for coming out today. Thank you, Rob, for making the time.
Pleasure. Thank you, guys. Got to listen to me own advice, don't I? Don't ask about the rest.